Hello, hello, hellos. Beautiful afternoon in my city, Haboroni. Sorry, that's a private joke. Somebody has been teaching me the right pronunciations, and I'm trying my best. So, Miss Kia, coming to you live from my beautiful city, nice and sunny, and as usual on the happiness on Africa's Ten Queen podcast. Yes. So we want to discuss and showcase what can you leverage on within these social media platforms. And today we'll specifically focus on LinkedIn. So I have my co-host who I'm just going to pass the mic to her. She'll do her intro. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss Kim. Miss Kim is a woman with many different hats, and I made advantage of her slip of tongue. The Happiness Tribe is something that it's an entity that Miss Kim created many years ago, but was officially registered as a company in Botswana in January this year, right? But we've been at it for a few years, so just taking advantage of that. My name is Yodit Mulusi, and I'm also joining you from Gaborone, Botswana, and looking forward to this conversation, especially since we are focusing on LinkedIn and the benefits of LinkedIn. I'm still a learner when it comes to enjoying everything that I have been able to access thus far. But I know that Miss Kim has been on LinkedIn for many, many years now and has a lot to share. So, looking forward to this conversation, hoping that if you have joined us, you will share your questions and comments where we can see them. Miss Kim will give us more details on where you can do that so that we can try to respond to some of the questions that you have. Back to you, Miss Kim.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you as a very good student. There comes a time in our life that we embrace change. And it's not very, very easy. If we're able to embrace it gracefully and just taking baby steps, it's all it takes. I have quite a number of students who were very averse to LinkedIn. I actually have one who told me that she was last on LinkedIn 15 years. And yes, and one common thing I see with literally everyone is, I lost the password. I can't access my LinkedIn again. Which, yes, it's a tool and it appears like it's a bit complex. Personally, I find Facebook, TikTok, every other platform very complicated for me to understand. So I think the brain also chooses, and what you get to like, then it just gets to look like it's easy. Because for me, I find LinkedIn super easy, and I get it because I'm there like literally every day. So I want us to dive deep into these 5 proven strategies that would make you monetize. And as we discuss them, I'd also like us to discuss what are the steps you need to take for you then to see some results. So by this time, because we've touched this topic in previous other podcasts, with the assumption that created a profile, it has your very nice picture, and you've started posting some content. And you've started also being consistent. Consistency is very critical. Any platform you get on, it's anything in life, you really have to be consistent. But I can see my boss here with the police hand up.
Kim, no, I'm not today anyway. I know that you're making so, speaking on behalf of those who, like your friend, hasn't been on LinkedIn for 15 years.
Yeah.
So, if I could ask you to just a few minutes on that,
Mhm.
you've just come across LinkedIn, you've been told that it's a fantastic, it will help
Yeah.
you to do many things,
Mhm.
including make money. Can you
Yes.
assume for a couple of minutes that you're speaking to some people who have never started anything on LinkedIn? So, what are the first few things that you need to do in order to get started? And then if I
Okay.
could as well,
Mhm.
once you've answered that, always nice to hear your story in terms of, why LinkedIn and where did you start. I'm sure you've shared it before, but for the benefit of those who are joining us today, and also I know every time you retell a story, there's always an extra detail that you forgot last time. So if you could kindly also just share with us, where did you start as Miss Kim on LinkedIn, and what were some of the initial things that you did on the platform? Thank you, Miss Kim.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Um, and thank you for making me go back to the baby steps. I'm just concerned on we don't get to share the steps because this seems to take a bit of time, but I'm just going to be very quick so that we focus on. We can share with you the previous podcast where we can put it on the comment section on where you can see the baby steps that we took. But in the interest of those joining us today, I can quickly touch on that. So yes, so LinkedIn is a social media platform, just like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, so many others out there. However, LinkedIn is very, very special and it's totally different. This is literally a platform where you mix and mingle with the business community. This is not your Instagram where you can post what you're eating last night, where you went partying on Saturday. This one is specifically you meet professionals. We have eased a bit with time. You'll see people posting their dogs, walking, some fun stuff, which is nice because we are humans at the end of the day. And obviously, you see people throwing stones at them that this content is not for LinkedIn. It's also LinkedIn censors some content. We actually, LinkedIn seems to be appreciating animals. We even have a hashtag now, dogs for LinkedIn. I love that as a dog lover. However, politics, you can get very salty. You can go deep on your political issues. You can be an activist on LinkedIn. You get censored and you get blocked. So it's one platform that there is decorum to be observed. If you're not nice to people, your account, I can report you. If you're bullying me on LinkedIn, and your account will get blocked. Or there'll be a penalty, there could be anything, and they're able to access in that. So the discipline that's on that platform makes it stand out and makes it have every professional who wants to follow professionalism, etiquette, decorum. It's a really, really nice platform. Even when you find something that you go like, I just can't stand this. The best you can do is just walk away or DM that person and be very polite. I think I've only encountered twice, and I'm very active on LinkedIn, but I've only been bullied twice, which the bullying was not so deep. But of course, I was bruised and I was hurt. And from there, it was a lesson learned. I stick to my space. Because also sometimes you bullied because you're also throwing a stone where you shouldn't. So you just get to know some spaces. I mean, some conversations, just leave them, let them be. It's also important to get to know that what you keep on engaging with, the algorithm will read that. So I love engaging in politics, but I do not want the algorithm to keep on sending me that content. I want to engage with my community where we speak about entrepreneurship, digital transformation, it's professionalism at work. Those are things that speak to me, what I love talking about, what I stand for. So it's very important for you as you step on this platform to be very intentional. Who are you? What do you speak about? What is your mission? What's your purpose? Now we have so many different people that are on LinkedIn for different reasons. Some of them could be activists, they want their voice heard. Others are professionals who really want to share what they know. All good reasons. Now, on getting on LinkedIn, the first thing that you need to do is you set up your very, very professional page where you've put a nice picture. It's important for us to see your eyes. We speak to the world through the eyes. Let's see your eyes. Put on a nice professional shirt. Look like how you go for an interview. This is your most precious piece of real estate online. The minute somebody sees you and feels your energy, that's how they want to engage. Then create a nice banner and put what you stand for below your face. And then, of course, about section, SEO it, write very good content. It's beautiful to tell a story. Everybody loves a good story. So it's nice to tell us a good story and put a bit of search engine optimization. And you can put your contacts there as well. what you're engaging on. There's a service section, there's a place you can put your profile, you can put your CV. It has a lot to offer. It can actually literally be like your mini website. Anytime you search anybody, the first thing that appears is what they posted on LinkedIn. YouTube seems to be competing, it's doing extremely well. However, YouTube does not give you the flexibility, connecting with people, engaging with people, telling your story every day that LinkedIn does. So I would urge everybody who is in business, looking for a job, wanting to connect with business communities or professionals from different walks of life, get on LinkedIn. My journey getting on LinkedIn was created out of need. I was stuck, my business had gone belly up, and I was seriously looking for something to do. And because I know my strengths, there are things I actually got offered a job, but within 2 3 days, I told the person who offered me a job that thank you so much. It was actually Pam Golding, very nice job, and I've always loved and like really engaged my brain on real estate. And they were giving me a nice salary, a car, and but I knew I'm going to disappoint this person because that's not me. I do real estate and I've done real estate as a hobby. I love checking out houses, getting to know I can sell this house to so and so as a cool, fun thing. I didn't think I would want to do that as my day to day job. And I also knew I don't make a very good employee. Don't throw stones. I'm better off in partnerships. So after 3 days, I told this person, I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you. And he actually really tried to convince me that, no, come, baby steps, I'll teach you how to do this. I know you're good in selling, you can do it. So I sat and I looked at what are my fundamental assets? What else am I so good at? I've always loved to sell, but I don't think it's every product I love selling. There's some products I've been forced to say, no, thank you. I don't identify for ethical reasons, for personal reasons, the products that I don't want to identify with. But marketing myself, I actually got back to life through speaking engagements. And for me to monetize speaking engagements, I needed to be on LinkedIn because that's where a lot of people are looking for speakers will find you. And that's how I got my first gig, which opened a world of possibilities. That was actually Women in Tech in Cape Town, where they flew me, they gave me per diem, and just getting on stage and speaking, which was literally like 20 minutes. I had so many people booking me for training. So, and that's actually how I started my beautiful journey that I love on training on coding, robotics, artificial intelligence, drones, 3D printing, all things tech. And I started getting I was on LinkedIn, but not active. But since then, I became very active on LinkedIn. And I think I have literally posted every day. If I miss at most in a week to be once on average. If I miss at most, it will be a week. And I have not been very good with scheduling because you can schedule content that you don't have to post every day. With LinkedIn, I don't even have my colleagues or my team managing it. They manage the company accounts, which we have several company accounts on LinkedIn. But I'm very personal with I'm very intimate and very sort of, it's very close to my heart, my LinkedIn platform. I've spoken to people who hire people to manage their platforms. But for me, I don't understand how you can tell my story because I've created my community. This is my tribe. So if so and so comments on and somebody else has to go give feedback, how are they going to know what we spoke about yesterday? What this person puts on my DM. So I find it very, very personal, and I purposefully post on my page. I wouldn't say I have ticked all the boxes. There are things that have not been there are a lot of mistakes I've made. There are mistakes I still make, which is weird. Some of the mistakes I make still knowing this is a mistake. So sometimes I'll have something that I'm going like, I really want to talk about this. That I'll be thinking about my LinkedIn rules, that I'm not going to speak about anything that's not within my scope of work because the algorithm will misdirect people elsewhere. But it's speaking to me and I want to tell the story. And I tell. So those are some of the mistakes. Or sometimes I post odd hours. There are hours that are not very good for you to post. But I just go like, I want to speak about this now. Even if it's 5 people that will see, they will see it's fine. I can repurpose it tomorrow. And then maybe the following day I get very busy and I move on. So we are human and it's okay. We're going to make some mistakes. However, there are a lot of strategists that have put what you need to do. YouTube is great, and we also speak a lot on what to do on LinkedIn, and we also have a lot of thought leaders that have done that. Miss Judith, before I get to the specific proven strategies, I'm sure you have a question.
Thanks, Miss Kim. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, I always learn something new. I had no idea that you almost had an opportunity in real estate. I think you've done really well, actually, because you're always very you're always very happy and cheerful, and you inspire. So maybe one day you'll think, let me try this again. But I know we're on a different path altogether. I do have a couple of questions, but I'm not sure if I should ask them now, because I will take time away from you telling people exactly what they need to do in terms of making income. But just um, and I don't, if you are able to answer them quickly, Miss Kim, how do you determine when is the right time to post on LinkedIn? Because every time I go
Thank
onto
you.
LinkedIn and I don't have a specific time, there's always a million things. And imagine this is just within my interest. Can imagine what's out there. So how do you, as somebody who's very intentional about what you're doing on LinkedIn, how do you determine when is the best time to post?
A very good question. And Miss Judith, you're blurry, or you did it intentionally. You don't have to see your pretty face. Am I clear to you?
Oh, I was speaking on mute. Yes, you're clear. You don't look, I don't look blurry to me, but I don't know.
You're blurry.
Is it? And now?
Maybe it's your camera.
Okay, I'm going to switch off my camera and wipe it, and I'll come back. Go ahead and start answering the question, because time is definitely not on our side
Yes,
today.
true. Okay, so a very good question, Miss George. How do you determine time? And this is a question that a lot of people struggle with. But this is what you do. Different cities, different countries, different time zones. What you need to look at is what time is your community online? So for Botswana, or rather countries where we struggle with internet, the first thing that people do when they get into the office, they check on their social media platforms because they didn't get a chance to check. So between 8 a.m. and 10 is the best time for Botswana. Then, and different platforms may tell you different time zones. So my rule is I have to post on LinkedIn before 10 a.m. Sometimes I will think about, yeah, but a lot of people I'm talking to, it's a bad habit, but a lot of people still wake up and look at their phones the first thing. Because obviously we're looking for that dopamine from just scrolling on our phones. So sometimes I'll post at 6. I actually feel nicer just posting at 6 so that I'm done with it and I can run my day. But when I post at 6, my engagement quite often is not as good. There will start being engagement from 7 a.m. It's important that you as a person, you also check. You can do a test. You can run a test where you say, this week I'll be posting at 7 and I'll post content that's very catchy. Then after a week, I'll review and see the 7 a.m. work for me. Because sometimes you might find, like, before in Africa we started getting active, because now we're really getting active. So far in Botswana, we have 300,000 people on LinkedIn, which is big and amazing. A population of 2.4 people and children and all that, and 300,000, that's quite impressive. So if the product I'm promoting, I'm speaking to, primarily most of my network have been Americans. So at that point, when I had a lot of Americans, I used to be very comfortable posting at 6 or 5 because that's their late evening. Some of them, they just would just check on their phones before late dinner or something like that, depends on which part of the US you are. And then my people will now start seeing it in Africa from 7. So it all depends. Who is your market target? If you are speaking to people in global south, you check on what time are we awake. Let me not say global south because that includes India. If you're speaking to people in Africa, if you're speaking to people in the US, so you just check the best time zone. And if you check online, AI will advise you. thanks to AI. I get a beating every time I mention AI, but AI will advise you on this could be the best time zone. Try this. Yeah, I think I've answered that, right?
Yeah, no, you have. Thank you, Miss Kim. And let's move on now to the, what people are here to learn, which is okay, how to make money on LinkedIn. And I'll tell you, for
Yeah.
me, it's been I enjoy LinkedIn, and I enjoy it because of the amount of information. People will put up posters that summarize very difficult issues, for example, or they'll put it in a diagram format. There's some people who actually put up books that you can read
Yeah.
online. My only frustration is, trying to load it so that I can read it properly. And
Hmm.
so for me, it's education I'm getting,
Yeah.
just
I love
from, the generosity of individuals in different fields. So mine is around, sustainability and development, children,
it.
etc. And I learn so much from what other people are posting. So I'm on that. I'm learning a lot. I'm not giving back enough right now. I'm not giving back anything. I think I cheer people on. I appreciate and acknowledge some of the comments and some of the things that are written. But I'm really, really at very early stages of utilizing LinkedIn. I think that's where I think I am. But now, if I want that, and I'm being
Yeah.
selfish, wanting to start from that, how
Hmm.
I'm starting up. How do I now? What should I consider as first step in trying to monetize any on LinkedIn?
Okay.
Or what did you
Okay.
start with, Miss Kim? You said speaking engagements, which I think is kind of obvious,
Yes.
like what you need to do
Yeah.
for that one.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
maybe the next things that, because you're doing a lot of things now.
Yes. Sometimes, people that wear many hats, it's up to you to be very, very intentional on what exactly am I looking for? Is it partnerships? Is it a job? Do I want to do consultancy? Do I want a side gig? How you structure your content for you to attract those people really matters. Maybe I can quickly go through the 5 proven ways. I can talk about two, then you ask me questions, but you will see it as I explain them, right? I can start, right?
Yes, yes, thanks.
Okay. So here is what happens. It's very just like anything else in life. How you share your content, what you post really, really matters. Ensure that you shift from attention to action. I I get something to attention. I love making people happy. So for me, it's a conscious effort where I go like, yes, this content has gone viral, but does it speak to what I stand for? What do I stand to gain from my content going viral? I look at like there are times that I've posted something that had like close to 400,000 impressions, but it didn't give me any business, right? There is like more than 100,000 people commented and viewed it and shared, reposted. That's a lot. Guess what that gives me? Impressions, fame, and what? And a lot of followers. There are posts that you will post and you get suddenly you have 100 followers. And LinkedIn is not easy to grow. When you see somebody with 1,000 followers, that person has really worked on their 1,000 followers. It's not an easy thing. But then there's a huge difference between just getting followers. It's important. I'm not disputing that. It's important to get followers, but it's very important for you to be intentional. Am I monetizing my followers or I'm just getting followers? So this is what you do. Shift from attention to action. Don't just post inspirational content. Attach an offer. So for an example, you're a virtual assistant. Share posts about productivity hacks, then link to a page where people can book you for admin support. Let's say you're a trainer or a coach. Post a short tip and add a call to action where you can say, download my free checklist. I'll show you how to scale this skill in 4 weeks. So I try when I'm very intentional about my posts, because the other problem with me, especially, is LinkedIn. I'm not there just for business. It's a hobby, to be brutally honest. I love being on LinkedIn. So sometimes, obviously, I'm very intentional on it should give me money, but I also enjoy doing it. So there's so many times I'll post and not leave a clear call for action. When I'm very intentional, like right now, I'm very intentional about promoting our courses and promoting our coming up events. So I make sure I'll put my post, very nice caption. It should be relatable with digital transformation. And then on the comment section, that's where I sell to you. Because the thing with LinkedIn, we are not so salesy. So opportunities that you get, paid freelance gigs, virtual reality, this virtual assistants, social media management, content writing, consulting, mentorship, paid workshops, and paid webinars. That is when you post with such intent and people see it and want to engage with you. More often, people come, we actually utilize DMs more. There are people who are, so many people who are silent listeners. Do you call them silent listeners? They just consume content, but they'll never post on your, underneath your post. They go to your DM. I don't know. I think a lot of people are just so comfortable on DM. What you need to understand is when you have a lot of followers, your DM can get flooded. So there are times that I
Okay, just
struggle to catch up with my DM. Yes, please.
you're assuming that everybody knows what DM is.
Direct messaging.
Thank you. Please, we want to be inclusive. Okay, proceed.
I forgot I'm talking to Baholo.
Didn't just do that. Now you have to explain what that means.
Bagolo is a very respectful Sisona word for the elderly. Now my Sisona teacher will come with a shabuk.
No, that's fine. We just needed to explain in case we have folks. I'm just assuming that there may be some people watching on a different platform that have never really used LinkedIn. And yes, I'm
Yes.
thinking about my peers. Thank you, Miss Kim. You can proceed.
Yes,
So
let
you've
me
spoken. Yeah.
Yes, so that's the first strategy that you need to utilize. Be very, very intentional on what you want. And remember, we all want different things. Some people, it's a fun club. Some people, that's where they meet smart people and interact with people. They're not very particular about making money out of it. They just want to give back, and it's okay. So shift from attention to action. And for everybody listening out there, thank you for mentioning that, Miss Yodit. Joining us from LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. We had a glitch with our link, but I hope you got the new link. Please DM us, tell us where you're watching us from. If you have any questions, I'll try my best and get back on the platform to check. So, this is my next strategy. DMs, back to DMs, the direct messaging. That's your gold mine.
Miss
And this is what you do. Mhm.
Miss Kim, true, but we seem to have that. It says waiting for hosts to rejoin.
On my platform.
And that it's yeah, it says it's going to end automatically if the host does not join in 5 minutes time. Please accept our apology for this. We seem to be struggling with OneStream today. I'm not sure why this is happening, but what I know is if you leave, it's going to close the session completely, Miss Kim. So maybe what you should do, just you've got 5 minutes left, literally, unless you're able to figure out how to rejoin without actually leaving the stage, so we don't have the same issue as before.
Oh dear. I'll try to join with the link that I sent to you, but I'm not sure if that will work.
Maybe just share one more strategy. You've got 4 minutes or
Oh,
maybe two. And then if you're able to come back, we'll continue. But at least you'd have shared two more.
okay. And alternatively, I'll share all the strategies. So DMs are your gold mine. Please make use of that. I think we'll have to try a different platform and reschedule this because I'd love to explain that why DMs are great. Build authority. That's the third strategy. Authority through consistency. Consistency just speaks volumes. Then, of course, unlock LinkedIn hidden tools like the newsletter. LinkedIn newsletter is quite great. There's LinkedIn Lives, and get on the creator.
Please allow me to apologize on behalf of Miss Kim. It looks like she's had to leave the session. She mentioned a few more strategies, but did not have the time to explain them all. We'll see if we can come back today because we are left with 20 minutes. If not, please look out for updates on Miss Kim's page on LinkedIn, Africa STEM Queen, and she will update everyone on when the next session will happen. But please bear with us. Maybe she'll be able to come back in a few minutes. And I
Am I
believe
back?
she's... Hi, Miss Kim, you're back, but I can't see you.
I can't see me too, but you can hear me.
I can hear you, yes, but I'm just at
A blank
dark screen. Yes. Okay, so let's continue. Maybe you pop back up eventually.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
had just finished, I got the third one, build authority through consistency. And then I think you were beginning to talk about the LinkedIn newsletters. So maybe we can go back to
Yeah.
the DMs, Ms. Kim, so that you can discuss
Okay.
DMs, direct messaging, and how that works.
And I'm still blank, eh? I'm faceless today.
Yeah, it's a dark screen.
It's
Oh dear,
okay.
now it's
Sorry.
saying that it's okay. Now it's saying that it's waiting for you to rejoin. We're really struggling with OneStream Day. Not sure what's going on. Got 5 minutes and 46 seconds. Let's talk about DMs, Ms. Kim, whilst we're here, if you're comfortable to proceed.
Let me see if I can rejoin. Can you hear me?
I can still hear you, yes?